What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Grab a Snack, where we unpack everything rugby at the Olympics. I'm your host, Jazz Gray.
And I'm Nicole Palombo. Today we're going to recap the matches of the day, other top stories from quarterfinals and placing matches. We'll break down the historic win for USA, sending them to the semifinals, some standout tries, preview tomorrow's matches, and of course, Jazz is going to quiz me. But first, let's break down what we're snacking on.
Okay, today I took a page out of your book, and
Okay.
I got some wrap snacks.
Oh.
So I didn't go with the one that has like cayenne pepper in it because that was killing you that
Good
one day.
choice.
So, and
Good
I don't
choice.
really do too well
Yeah.
with spice. So,
What flavor is it?
so it says salt and vinegar, barbecue, onion, garlic, and more. So I don't know what the and more is, but yeah,
Probably a little splash of cayenne in there, a little kick might
maybe,
hit you.
maybe. What you got over there?
I'm sticking with a fruit salad, but today I put some bananas in it.
Ooh,
I really, when we're on the road, we tend to eat out a little
right?
bit, have a couple of snacks that I usually don't eat. So now since I'm home, I have to resort back to the good old
I
healthy
see,
stuff.
I
So
see, I see. All right, well, let's jump right into these matches. Pool A, New Zealand finished up 3-0, Canada 2-1, China went 1-2. I thought they looked pretty good. To be able to pull out a win, I was like, okay, China, not messing around.
oh yeah,
And then Fiji went 0-3, which I was super surprised. Bronze medalist from Tokyo Olympics to just like fall that far down, just super surprising. They were kind of up and down, mostly down during the season this year, but I just thought they were gonna come out on the Olympics and really make something shake, but they haven't. So they fell to the bottom this morning.
exactly. Especially after how their men produced. I mean, they were not very good on the series either, and you saw them turn it around. So I was hoping the same for the women, that they were going to kind of fall in that same pattern. China, yeah, they got a win in, and they kind of gave Canada a little bit of run for their money. They lost 26-17, so lost by 9. Not a very close margin, but still, at times in the game, you kind of forgot. It felt so close where you didn't actually think that like it could have ended up that way. So yeah, really happy for China how they did. And again, like how I said yesterday, excited to see what they do on the series since they're now back on and they're showing that they're going to be competitive contenders.
100%. Pool B, Australia 3-0, Great Britain 2-1, Ireland 1-2, South Africa 0-3. Also, South Africa put on a pretty good showing. They played Great Britain pretty close. That was
Yep.
surprising to see. Australia just did what we, predicted they would do. So that pool wasn't really too exciting. The things that we knew were gonna happen kind of happened there. And then just moving right into Pool C, France 3-0. USA did fall to France this morning. Okimba put on a try clinic. They
Yeah.
really came out firing in front of their home crowd. Japan went 1-2 and Brazil went 0-3. So Japan really on the rise there, like getting some wins in. I like that. Playing some good rugby. So proud of them for that.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, kind of happy now that USA moved past the quarterfinals. I'm okay with the loss against France
Right.
earlier in the day. You said it yesterday that she was going to be the top threat, and what did you know? Had to look out for her today. But what a great game. What were your thoughts on the USA France game?
I thought it was pretty. It was a good performance by France. I didn't think they did anything too special. I just think they really starved us of ball, and things like that are gonna happen. You don't have possession, so I think that was just how that game bounced. But like you said, hey, sometimes you gotta lose to win. So them losing that game put them in the quarterfinal match with Great Britain, which was only right. I feel like, it was kind of like them redeeming themselves from Tokyo. So just having that matchup
Yeah.
again and started off a little shaky, but I feel like we always do. We always get punched in the face and then turn around and pick it up. So that was good. It was a great game, and I thought they did well.
A couple of questions coming out of that. I'm going to go back to France first. Naya scored. She's
She
on the
did.
board, and then she did Great little celebration, which was a little shout out to you. You want to talk about that a
Yeah,
little bit?
it was a great celebration. You know, she did my bow and arrow celebration in the try zone, so that was pretty cool. Very sweet of her. But yeah, I was talking to her yesterday after we recorded, and I was like, yeah, she asked me if you were like, itching to get in the try zone. And I told her like, you don't, like you're never. And she sent me a voice record like as I'm texting her. I was like, man, I was itching to get in that try zone, and I'm like, you never say that. You literally never say that. um, and so then today she texted me and was like, I couldn't tell you, but like that's why I wanted to like get in the try zone so I could like share that. So that was sweet of her. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Naya.
Now, why do you do the arrow? It's just that's just your thing. Like, how did that become your thing?
I don't know. One tournament we were all like, nobody ever. A lot of the women never do like try celebrations like the men do. So I was like, yo, this tournament like everybody has to pick something and do like a try celebration. And so like I just picked that and it just became my thing, like just like an arrow back to like all the people who are like supporting me, my family. So that's just what I decided to do, and then after that I just kept it going.
It's a great thing. Yeah. When I saw that, I said to myself, I was like, oh my God, that's to jazz. Like I like if you know, you
Right.
know, like that was for you once we saw. Because yeah, Naya usually doesn't do that type of stuff. So I was like, wait, that's jazz thing.
Yeah.
So also in France, first off, not just in France, this entire weekend, Kristi Kirshe, she played in PR7s before I started working for PR7. So now this is the first time I'm actually watching
Okay.
her. She's a menace.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I see her getting tackles, like she's then scoring, like she is all over being such a support. Like, what a good player, at least from my point of view today. I thought she did
No, yeah, this
fantastic.
is her second Olympics, so she's a veteran on the team, and yeah, she's just a big ball of muscle. Whether she's like carrying the ball or tackling or poaching, just a huge impact on the team when she's out on the field, and she plays pretty heavy minutes, so she's a pretty fit girl as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah, just a big ball of muscle.
In France, they kept kicking the restart deep. Why do you do that? Is that just so you catch the ball and then it's like longer for us to get down the field? Yeah, just why do they kick it deep?
France has been doing that to us for a couple of years now. It started back in at the World Cup, so they would kick it deep and just basically bury us in our own territory. And because they come up with so much heat, it's just like they want you to make a mistake right in front of your try zone, and then they get the ball and can score quick. Kind of worked a little bit, a couple times, and it does work for them a lot of the time. So, and a lot of people don't want to go against us in the air because we have very good aerialists. So they'll just kick it deep and just be like, "We're not going to try to contest. We're just going to try to turn you over."
Do they do that mostly just against USA, or do you kind of see that with like every other team and that's just more of their strategy across the board?
A little of both. I think it just depends. Like, if you have a team that's good in the air, you don't want to go against them in the air. So you'll probably just be like, let's take our chances. They'll make a mistake close in the back of their red zone, and hopefully we get the turnover and can get an easy score. But if you feel confident, like, no, we can go against this team, and I feel like they're not so confident in the air, just like off of seeing their game with Canada. I thought it was very risky to go for that quick line out when they're so close to like in backed up into their own territory. So I think that kind of changed the trajectory of the game for them, if I'm being honest. And then Canada
Yeah.
came with the upset. I honestly, before the game started, I was like, if anybody can pull an upset, it's going to be Canada because they really live for those moments where they're tied with the team or down five. They really perform well in those pressure situations. So, yeah, that was shocking. Some of that I would have to say could have been coaching era as well. You have somebody like Okemba who just came off of having an amazing game, and then you sit her for the first 9 minutes of the game. I just don't understand that. I don't know why coaches do that. Maybe he thought that they were going to be dominant in the game and it wasn't going to be close. But to me, when you see at halftime that it's not close, just go ahead, put her in there, buddy. Come on, unleash the dog. But hey, upsets happen. Sucks for them. I really thought that maybe they could, you know, get side by side with their men, but not this year. So
But yeah, Canada looked good. Pretty scary actually. So
I don't know. I don't feel like they look
no,
good. I just feel like they just come to bang, and so it's just like, I don't think they did anything spectacular. They just outworked them, which is hard to do against France. France is a hardworking team, but maybe they'll prove me wrong, and we'll see. I don't think they'll make it past Australia for sure, but we'll see.
going back to Great Britain, you talked about the history. What is the history against Great Britain and USA if people don't know?
So before Tokyo, we had like a tournament against Great Britain where we played them 6 times, beat them all 6 times, made it to the semifinals, and we had Great Britain again. So of course everybody's like, surely we're gonna win because when I say everybody, I mean like fans, not players, but everybody's like, surely we will win this game because we just beat them 6 times a couple weeks before. Great Britain just came out firing, scored 2 quick tries, and the U.S. just really didn't have an answer for them. So they ended up beating them, upsetting them. And yeah, it sucked. A lot of people were devastated by that. So I think it was good. It was fitting to have them in the quarterfinals again, just to be able to, I don't know, just like get them back, I guess, if you will. So that was cool to see.
It was, and you could see at the end of the game how I mean, she didn't get too emotional, but you could kind of see when the camera went to Coach Bidwell over there, kind of see it in her eyes, like how much it meant to her and the girls too. Like they just were all up in each other's arms after that game. So I mean, it was great to see, and it'll be historic for them. So this is now going to be the furthest that USA has ever gone in the Olympics. So we're going to be playing for a medal tomorrow, and I cannot wait. We have New Zealand to get through first. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will be a tough one. I think when you're going against opponents like New Zealand and Australia, if you look at the history of the season, especially Australia, they get yellow cards a lot. So I think it's very important to stay disciplined against them, starve them of possession, keep that ball, keep that ball, keep that ball. Because they are deadly when they get the ball. So I think that's going to be the most important thing against New Zealand tomorrow is just starve them of possession. They have a lot of weapons on the edges. I think their middle can be a little shaky sometimes. So I think some of those middle running lines are going to be open for the U.S. tomorrow. Either way it goes, if they win, amazing. If they don't, they'll still be playing for another medal. So either way, they made history for the U.S. rugby team. Hands down, they've already made
Oh,
the
yeah.
history. So that's amazing. Either way it goes tomorrow, they'll still be playing the second game for a medal. So excited to see.
Agreed. I can get on my soapbox like I have the last couple of episodes, just saying how they haven't even gotten to this point yet and have made such historic strides. And now they really have made it in a statistical sense, making it this far, doing so much for the game, for the USA Rugby program. Just really proud of them. And yeah, like you said, whatever happens, at the end of the day, they're still competing for a medal, whether it's the gold or the bronze. And at the end of the day, if they don't come home with it, they're already the farthest they've ever made it. So they have so much to be proud of. So
Yeah, on the other side, Australia against Canada. Like I said, I don't think Canada will make it past Australia. They've been looking pretty flawless, but again, they're a team who has been getting a lot of yellow and red cards all season. So I think it would behoove Canada to just test their discipline, and that would be the only way I see them winning the game, to be honest. I think there's something in all of their eyes on Australia that is just like a never say die. I think tomorrow's game, Canada and Australia, will not be a good one, which is sad. When you do have an upset, then you have kind of like a David and Goliath type thing. So sometimes you cannot get the best. You want the games to keep getting better as they go along. So sometimes an upset can prevent that. But hopefully Canada proves me wrong and they get after it tomorrow. Upsets can happen 2 times in a row.
they can, they can. So tomorrow, USA kicks off against New Zealand at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and Canada takes on Australia at 10 a.m. Eastern. So looking forward to those matches, seeing who moves on. Okay, for my favorite try today, I did like Kristi's weird kind of looked like a little pop pass, but it like a little floater over to Sammy, and then Sammy took it in. One, because I was like, oh no, is that gonna land? Like, is that gonna stick? And then Sammy got it and darted it through. So that one kind of stuck out to me. But Naya's, of course, because of her celebration at the end, and we were really rooting for her to get a try. So I'm really happy she got one today. What about you?
Same. I feel like that Naya's try where she's looking up at the screen with her beady eyes and just really running. That was a good one. All three of Okemba's tries were amazing. But yeah, I just loved a lot of the USA tries. I think were like collective tries. It was like one person would do something and offload to someone else to score. So that was cool to see everybody working together. So amazing. Everybody who scored a try today did amazing. But those are my favorites.
All right, moving over into some social standouts, we want to shout out Alona Mar for now having 1.5 million followers. She is now the most followed rugby player of all time. Her content has been pumping out. And last night she put out a video. We already talked about Jason Kelsey a little bit, but then she had a video of Jason Kelsey. He's now the official fan girl or hype man of USA
Okay.
Rugby. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, just crushing it out there. I mean, and I know her sisters are taking over her stories during the games, which I actually love. So doing a great job as always.
Also, too, Nicole is giving a great perspective on the alternate position because her and Chris Thomas are alternates this go round. I just think that's pretty cool. It's a story that nobody ever gets to hear. So she's talking about just what goes on when you're being an alternate, what things you have to do, what you have to be prepared for, where you get to sit, what you get. So I think that's pretty cool. If you guys want to check that out.
That's cool. I didn't see that. I'm going to definitely take a look at that after this. Yeah, I saw one a couple of days ago, but I didn't just see the one she just put out. Question about that. I mean, I know I can go watch it, but what happens if someone gets hurt, like, on the field? Does Nicole or Chris, like, can they run down and suit
No.
up and then get on the sideline?
No.
Okay.
Have to wait till the next game. But yeah.
Okay.
Nah, they can't just suit up because you just have to use like your 5 subs that are on the bench. Okay, let's get into it. It's quiz time. This is this is rugby 101 for kids, so we'll go with it. This is what I've been getting all my questions off of.
Oh boy, hopefully I can pass the
Okay,
test.
what is the term used to describe grabbing an opponent above their shoulders?
A high tackle. No?
That is true.
Oh,
That is
okay. I
that
was
is
about to be
correct.
like,
That is
oh
correct.
shit.
I thought you were at least gonna have to like think about it because I said grabbing. I tried to like
Yeah.
switch up the words to confuse you, but I understand. But okay, another question. What is it called?
Okay.
Like if I'm going to tackle an opponent and one of their players gets in my way, what is that called?
Another tackle. I'm gonna go out a limb.
Okay.
Obstruction.
Correct.
Oh
That's the
shit!
word I couldn't
Really?
think of. That's the word I couldn't think of. I was like, what
Oh,
is it?
oh damn!
Yes.
Let's go.
Wow, that was good.
I was just thinking like an obstruction of view, and hold on, I think there's an obstruction.
You just made that up?
No, hold
Oh,
on. So there's also like there's an obstruction in lacrosse, so that's what I was just thinking of. On like I was
okay.
just thinking like maybe it's that. So it kind of sounds a little similar there. So all right, cool.
Also, did you see the mall that happened at the beginning of?
I have that written down actually, and I wanted to bring that up to you. Hold on, I have it in my notes. Mall. Sammy was caught up in the mall in the first play. That was a big mall
Yeah, so
too.
I don't know, like
A
it looked
long
like
one.
Lowe maybe was like just try to like push her all the way to the try zone because that's basically all you can do. But then once if like they end up collapsing, then it goes to the defense. So it's just didn't work out. But that I was like, I said that. I said that. I can't believe they held Sammy up. She's a nice sized girl.
Yeah, I was. And then once they started pushing her, I was like, oh shit, are they just gonna push her the entire
Yeah.
length of the field here?
Kind of like depending on
Because
how far you are. If they were like closer to their try zone, maybe, but like it's kind of difficult.
the announcers were like, this could go for the 6 minutes. And I was like, could it
Yeah.
really? And it looked like it might have gone that way. I was like, damn. But I saw her like moving her legs, trying to jiggle her way
Yeah.
out of there, just like how you said the other day.
Gotta try to jiggle, but like sometimes they really got you, so it's just like, and
Oh.
you don't want to like lose the ball because you're trying to squeeze the ball, so you hold on to it, and you're trying to like get down to the ground while like 10 hands are on it. But I could tell like at that moment, like when they turned it over, Lo was just like, it's okay, we're fine. And I saw a lot of that during the
Yeah.
game, and I think that was a difference this time around against Great Britain. I think in Tokyo, there was like some panic when they got scored on, but like this time, very calm, composed. Like it's okay, fine. You know, they got the ball. We'll just defend. So I did like to see that. Okay, thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Grab a Snack, where we unpack all things rugby at the Olympics. It's really popping off. It's getting crazy. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We'll be back to talk about all the amazing rugby players. There will be medals given out tomorrow, so we'll be talking about it. Come back, listen in. We'll give you all the info. We're out of here. We're out of here. See you guys tomorrow.